Till date, I have taken an 8% hit on my portfolio, but here's the interesting part. TQQQ itself lost 17.5% and I managed to beat that by 9.5%. If you're wondering how that's possible, I'll break down exactly how my strategy helped me minimize losses and outperform the market despite the tough week. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, $1 Billion SIP, where I'm on a mission to grow my investment portfolio from 0 to $1 million in 10 years. If you're looking for a structured, rule-based investing approach that is transparent and disciplined, make sure to subscribe for daily updates and follow my journey. Before I begin, I want to emphasize that this is not financial advice. The stock market carries risks and every investor should do their own research before making any investment decisions. I have carefully allocated my capital, ensuring that I have a safety net before taking aggressive positions, so never invest money you can't afford to lose. Keeping that in mind, the first step in my strategy is to determine how much to invest for the day. I follow a fixed weekly investment limit where I invest $750 during an uptrend and $1,000 during a downtrend, following a 2:3 ratio. The number of units I buy varies based on market conditions, but I always stay within this weekly limit. To decide how many units to buy, I check the previous day's price action on the 1-day time frame, and according to my rules, if both the opening price and closing price are above the 12 EMA, I buy 2 units. I buy 3 units if both the opening price and closing price are below the 12 EMA, and if either the opening price or closing price are below the 12 EMA, I buy 3 units. Step 2 is my entry. I switch to a 5-minute time frame and wait, as my goal is to buy at a lower price, so I wait for the price to dip below the 12 EMA and then bounce above it, and I invest when above condition satisfies and monitor my profit and loss at the end of the day. Investing is not just about buying. It's also about knowing when to sell and how to manage risk. I will cover all these risk management and profit booking strategies in detail in an upcoming video. Now, I'll take you all through how I made an investment in the past week following the rules above. On February 24th, I started by checking the previous day's candle. I observed that both the opening price and closing price were below the 12 EMA on the 1-day time frame. Based on my weekly limit, I decided to buy 3 units of TQQQ. Next, I switched to the 5-minute time frame where at 8:50 the price dipped below the 12 EMA, and at 10:05 it attempted to cross back but was rejected immediately, and at 10:10 there was no clear entry signal. So I decided to wait. I reminded myself of the lesson from Feb 21st where I made a mistake by entering on indecisive candles. This time I was very careful to avoid repeating that mistake. So finally at 10:15 I got a clear breakout signal, which was my confirmation to enter. So I bought 3 units at $82, investing $246. On February 25th, I repeated the same process. Again, both the opening price and closing price were below the 12 EMA. So I decided to buy 3 units. At market open, the price was below the 12 EMA, so I waited for it to bounce back, and at 10:45 price crossed above the 12 EMA, followed by a clear breakout, and that was my confirmation to enter. So I bought 3 units at $77, investing $232. I followed the same procedure on February 26th. Once again, the opening and closing prices were below the 12 EMA, so I decided on 3 units. Price went below the 12 EMA at 11:35. It took quite a time compared to usual for the price to dip below the 12 EMA, and at 1:35 it returned to the 12 EMA but was not followed by a strong signal as the price came down again. At 2:20 it crossed back above, but there was no proper confirmation as I noticed the formation of a shooting star. It is a sign of rejection, so I could not base my entry on this signal. So to improve my entry, I drew a support line and I waited waited for a clear breakout. Finally, at 240, the price crossed above my support line, confirming a breakout. So I bought 3 units at $78, investing $234. It is not important to take entry every day. Take entry only if all the conditions are satisfied. On February 27th, again on a one-day time frame, previous day's opening price and closing price were below the 12 EMA, so I decided to buy 3 units. Then I switched to 5 minutes time frame. Price went below the 12 EMA at 850, and at 10:15 it bounced back above. It was quite simple, so I bought 3 units at $77, investing $232. On February 28th, repeated the same process again. Both opening and closing price was below the 12 EMA, so I decided to buy 3 units. Then at market open, TQQQ was trading below the 12 EMA, and I waited for the bounce, and at 9:05 the price broke back above the 12 EMA with a clear breakout signal. So I bought 3 units at $72, investing $217. Now, looking at overall performance, since I started this journey, my total investment so far is $1,873. By the end of the day, TQQQ closed at $74.91, bringing my total holdings market value to $1,723. My average price per unit currently stands at $81, and my net loss till date is $152, translating to a loss percentage of 8%. Since I started this strategy, TQQQ has dropped by 17.5%, but my portfolio is down only 8%, meaning I have outperformed TQQQ by 9.5% so far. This approach of strategic averaging down and adjusting the position sizes allows me to mitigate losses more effectively compared to a simple buy and hold strategy in TQQQ. One of the biggest mistakes investors make is panicking during market downturns and stopping their investments. This is the exact opposite of what should be done. When the market falls, it creates opportunities to accumulate more shares at discounted prices, which ultimately leads to higher returns when the market recovers. TQQQ is a highly volatile ETF that moves 3 times faster than the Nasdaq. While this means it experiences steeper declines during downtrends, it also rebounds 3 times faster in an uptrend. By following a structured SIP approach, I ensure that I keep accumulating at lower prices so that when the market turns, my portfolio benefits significantly from the recovery. Looking back at the past 2 weeks, there has been a significant shift in market sentiment. During week 1, which spanned from February 18th to February 23, TQQQ remained above the 12 EMA on the one-day time frame for most of the week. However, on Friday, it opened above the 12 EMA but closed below it, signaling the potential beginning of a downtrend. By the end of the week 1, TQQQ had fallen 7.7%. In week 2, which covered February 24th to 28th, the situation was much more bearish. Throughout the entire week, TQQQ consistently traded below the 12 EMA, confirming the ongoing downtrend. By Thursday, TQQ had dropped 15.85% for the week, marking a significant decline. However, on Friday, there was a slight recovery which reduced the overall weekly drop to 11.85%. At this point, it is unclear whether this recovery will continue into next week or if TQQQ is merely consolidating before another leg down. The coming days will provide a clearer picture of whether the market is building strength for a reversal or gathering momentum for a deeper downtrend. So that wraps up my weekly investment journal for February 24th to 28th. Despite the market's decline, my structured approach helped me outperform TQQQ by 9.5%, proving the effectiveness of my hybrid SIP strategy. I will continue posting daily updates and weekly summaries to track my journey in real time. If you're interested in following along and learning from my experiences, make sure to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.